Well, it's a kind of a simple meal. It's fresh, locally caught whitefish that we buy from local fishermen here. Boiled potatoes, baby onions. You put melted butter all over that, salt. It's all cooked in a big cauldron outdoors using firewood as your main heat source. Would have been done by Swedish and Norwegian loggers back in the 1800s up here. It evolved into tourism around the year 1900, and here we are 123 years later. We're still doing it for the tourists up here in Door County. It's 100% a dining experience. That's kind of what a fish boil really is. Was I surprised? Definitely surprised. When they came in here in July to an actual fish boil as customers, I thought that may be the last we see of them again, because when they see everything it takes to actually do this. But when they contacted me about a week or two after they were here for the fish boil, I was pretty excited, and like I said, I watched the show for years, and they said the next step would be having me down in Milwaukee as a guest contestant on Top Chef and kind of an overseer of the contestants who are going to be competing against each other. I knew it was going to be an awesome experience. Well, it was definitely a lot of work because it was real windy and we were definitely exposed to the elements on that beach, and having all 6 of those boiling at once with all the smoke and the fire and the ash and the sparks that all go along with it. It was definitely a lot of work just to keep everything going and trying to encourage the contestants to keep feeding firewood to each kettle. You know, they went through a ton of wood just to boil, just to do one of those takes a ton of wood. So you have 6 of them going on a beach with the wind blowing on it. It was quite an experience to see all that smoke and fire, and it was pretty awesome. Yeah, they basically did what I thought they would do. They turned all their kettles into basically a stock pot and tried to recreate as much flavor as they possibly could. I figured that would probably be the case because they are professional chefs, and that'd be the likely road to go down if you're doing something like this in a competition. So it was a lot of, a Cajun boil. There was like an Asian one with lemongrass, and it was all very interesting, very tasty, of course. They used a ton of ingredients, and to do a fish boil is normally 5 ingredients. So what they did was not even really didn't look like what we would do up here, but it definitely had a lot of chef twists on it with tons of flavor and different ingredients. And I got to try a few dishes. It was very tasty, and I guess we'll see who comes out on top. My schedule usually goes pretty routine. I get here around 2:30. Get that fire going, get the kettle set up, stock wood, and then usually right around 3:30, our fisherman shows up with 350 to 500 pounds of fish, usually every other day, so I unload that off the truck. That's a big part of it too. I can cut all the fish myself, so I dump them in the sinks, sharpen my knife up on the big grinding stone, and start cutting up fish. You go through about 300 pounds a night some nights. You have a lot of work to do and not a lot of time to do it. You're here about 6 hours a night on a real busy night, and you get cram a lot of work in that to pull it off. So, well, I got my nickname when I was about 11 years old. Me and my friend were playing with fireworks that were left over from 4th of July. And we were lighting these old fireworks up, and next thing you know, the grass lit on fire, and the fire department came and put it out, and the next day at school, everyone kind of knew who was responsible, and they all started calling me Torch. And to this day, they still call me Torch up here. So that's where the nickname came from. Well, I love that it's outside. You're dealing with this. It's definitely an out-of-the-box kind of job. It's something not very many people get an opportunity to do. It's very physical. I like that. You're outdoors.